Hello there, it's me. You know what's really important to live a healthy life? One of the most important things is to develop a daily routine. Now, if you do the right things every day, your body will respond and be healthier. If you don't, well, your body will let you know by not feeling so great. But I'm going to share with you my daily routine from morning till night that you can adopt to help you age slower. It's very important because we can't rewind time. So here's what I do every single day to stay healthy. And by the way, I'm 70. Now, first thing in the morning when I wake up, I have water with lemon. Okay, the lemon is optional. I have this big glass of water because your body becomes dehydrated overnight while you're sleeping. So when you wake up, your cells are actually kind of shrinking because they're dehydrated. So the first thing to do is to rehydrate yourself and get your body used to getting more fluids. Now, I like lemon because it has vitamin C, and also it kind of helps balance the pH of your body, which is slightly acidic, which is good. But you can just have water also. Next thing I do is I move my body. Now, moving your body wakes up your body. It gets the blood circulating. I could do yoga, or I could do walking, or whatever you want to do, but just get some movement into your body. You don't have to kill yourself, but just get some circulation going, and you'll feel better. The next thing I do is I eat something. Now, usually I'll have eggs or oatmeal or something simple, because I find that when I eat too heavy in the morning, I start to feel tired. It's all about finding out what works for you. Everybody's different, so you have to play around with your foods. But keep it light in the morning, and then you'll have more energy through the day. The reason why I have protein is because that helps to stabilize your blood sugars, and it gives you energy. That's why I usually have eggs or sometimes tofu or yogurt or something like that. So now it's time to take a look at what I have for breakfast. Now, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You've heard that saying, but why? Because you've been fasting since the night before, okay? And your body needs fuel. So it's really important that you give your body the right fuel. Now, if you want to live a healthy life, I'd suggest to try to avoid refined sugar, refined carbohydrates, which is white flour, white rice, bread, pasta, cereals, things like that, sodas, coffee, drinks with caffeine. You want to avoid those things. Instead, try to focus on real, whole, natural foods. So this is what I have for breakfast. I have wild-caught salmon. Why do I have this? Because omega-3 fatty acids are essential for your brain health, okay? They're also anti-inflammatory. If you look at people that are depressed, they tend to have low levels of omega-3 fatty acids. It's important that you get omega-3 fatty acids. In fact, I'm going to do another video just on omega-3 fatty acids and how important they are. But this is one of the reasons why I eat this particular breakfast. Also, lean protein is very important for muscle mass. Now, if you're elderly or you're getting older, it's important to maintain your muscle mass and strength because that helps you with your balance and coordination and everything else. So when you lose muscle mass and strength, you become weaker and you fall down and break your hip. You know, that's not a good thing. So eat enough protein, and I have 2 egg whites here. I eat the yolk too because that has cholesterol and I'm not worried about cholesterol. A lot of people are concerned about cholesterol, but again, I'm going to do other videos on that topic. So I'm not going to go into detail right now, but this is a perfect breakfast. Wild-caught salmon, 2 egg whites, spinach, mushrooms, tomatoes, onions, sea salt, and freshly ground pepper. This is a wonderful breakfast. I mean, I could just sit here and enjoy this, right? Could put this on a plate and go out on a patio and enjoy nature and enjoy your food. This is the best.
Oh.
Lunch is usually leftovers from dinner because I try to cook extra so that I have leftovers and I just heat it up and that it. And it's very important that you don't skip meals, especially lunch. A lot of people skip lunch, and then they come home and they just eat everything in sight because they so hungry. And then they gain weight, and then they feel guilty about it. So make sure you have a healthy lunch. The other thing I like to do is I like to walk after I have lunch. It's usually about a 20-minute walk. I do that most of the time, and it helps to digest my food. It helps to circulate the blood, and it gives me more energy for the rest of the day. What I have for dinner is usually some type of vegetables, maybe broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale, collard greens, bok choy, something like that, mixed with some type of grain like brown rice, quinoa, barley, wild rice, something like that. And then also, I add a little bit of protein. Sometimes I'll have tempeh, which is a fermented soybean cake, very healthy. Sometimes I'll have edamame, which is soybeans. Sometimes I'll have leftover chicken, grilled chicken, or turkey. Okay, so it's always changing. But you want to have veggies, you want to have some type of whole grain, and you want to add a little bit of protein. Okay, you don't need a lot of protein at night. A lot of times, people will overeat protein. And then they'll have a lot of protein at night, and they'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they'll be hungry. You see what I'm saying? You have to kind of learn what works for you. You know, everybody's different, but this is a guideline. Try to avoid eating too heavy at night. Just keep it light. Be a little bit of fruit for dessert, and that's it. Now, I want to talk about snacks. I don't really snack, but if I do snack, it's usually between meals. So if I'm hungry, I have something, okay? I never get too hungry because then you just overeat. So if you're hungry, just have something like an apple or a little bit of nuts or some seeds or a handful of berries or something like that. You know, just keep it light between your meals. But it's very important that you listen to your body. You know, if you're hungry, have something. Don't wait until you're starving because then you just gorge yourself. And the last thing I want to mention is artificial sweeteners, okay? A lot of people think that they're redoing themselves a favor by drinking diet soda or eating diet snacks. Thinking that they're going to lose weight? Well, it doesn't work that way. Artificial sweeteners have been linked to cancer, dementia, cognitive decline, stroke, heart attacks. Why? Because they alter the microbiome in your gut. So instead, use natural sweeteners like stevia, monk fruit, erythritol, xylitol. There are so many different types of sweeteners that you can use that are natural, and they and affect your body. Now, if you haven't seen this video on the importance of omega-3 fatty acids, check it out. I put it up right here.